morning. Today we are going to start a new lesson and it's about the water cycle. Okay, so are you ready to start? Okay, first, the water cycle means the moving of water between the air and land. Okay, and there are four steps or four stages in the water cycle. Number one, evaporation. Number two, condensation. Number three, precipitation. And last one, collection. Sun starts to evaporate the water from ocean, sea, lakes, and rivers, and this water in liquid state. Okay, so water now is in liquid, like juice, like blood, honey. All of these are liquids, right? But after heating from the sun, it will convert into gas. It will convert into gas like that, as you can see here. And now we can call it water vapor. So it calls water vapor. Water vapor is a gas state, okay? And why we have water vapor? Because after heating, the sun converts the water into water vapor. And it happens in evaporation step. Evaporation, right? And then the water vapor will start rising up in the sky. Okay, so again, evaporation means we change or the sun change the water into water vapor by heating, and then the water vapor start to rising up in the sky. All of these happens in evaporation stage or evaporation step. Okay, so again, sun starts to evaporate the water and change the water into water vapor, and then the water vapor will start to rise up in the sky. So evaporation means change from liquid to gas. Like when you make cup of tea, you can find steam or water vapor, right? Because by heating, the water will change into water vapor. The liquid we can change into gas, and it means evaporation. And evaporation is the first one in the water cycle. So again, evaporation. After heating from the sun, the water will change into water vapor, and water vapor start to rising up in the sky. Start rising up in the sky, and it happens in evaporation step.
First, we will need the sun. So, here is the sun. When the sun shines, the heat of the sun warms the water, turning it into an invisible gas called water vapor. This process, the changing of water into a gas, is called evaporation. Because gas is lighter than liquids, water vapor rises up into the sky, and they further move up into the way from Earth's surface due to the temperature of gas.
Then what will happen? After evaporation, we have condensation. What happens in condensation? After rising up the water vapor in the sky, the water vapor starts to cool down. Water vapor starts cooling down and it returns back into liquid again or into water again. And these water form clouds, okay? Again, after rising in the water vapor in the sky, the water vapor will change into liquid or into water. And billions of water make clouds or form clouds. And it happens in condensation step. Okay? So condensation, the water in the form of vapors rising, it will cool down to form what? To form clouds. So forming clouds happens in condensation. Forming clouds in the sky happens in condensation step or stage. So what's meaning of condensation? Condensation means change of water vapor into water. Change of water vapor into water by cooling. Okay, so water vapor start to cool down and forming water, and many water form what? Form clouds in the sky.
When the water converts in vapor, it rises towards the atmosphere, then cools down, transforming itself into clouds. This second stage of its journey is called condensation. Once the water has condensated and turned into a cloud, it continues its amazing journey by being blown by the wind, traveling from one place to another. Clouds are actually tiny little drops of water suspended in the air. But when the clouds grow, they collect more and more water. These water drops then crash into each other and become bigger drops of water. Then, at some point, they will end up falling to the ground in the form of rain or even snow. This stage of the water cycle is called precipitation.
So after condensation step, we have precipitation, and it means that we have rain or snow or sleet, okay? And it happens in precipitation process or precipitation stage in the water cycle. Number 4, collection. Collection, rains and snow flow back to the lakes, rivers, and oceans. Okay? So number 4, collection, rains and snow flow back to the lakes, river, and ocean. So now we have 4 steps in the water cycle. Number 1, evaporation, condensation, precipitation, and collection. What happens in evaporation? The sun heats the water and changes it into water vapor, and then the water vapor starts rising up in the sky. Number 2, condensation. What happens in condensation step? We can form clouds, right? How we can form clouds? Because the water vapor start cooling down and return back into water, and billions of water make clouds, okay? And then when we have a bigger clouds, so start to fall back again in the rivers or lakes, and it happens in precipitation, right? And last one, collection, because there are collective water or collection of water return back into rivers again or ocean, okay? So again, the sun can heat the water and change it into water vapor and so on.
Vapor cools and changes back into tiny water droplets. This change of water vapor into water droplets is called condensation, and it's the opposite of evaporation. Clouds are made up of tiny water droplets, so when condensation occurs in the sky, clouds form and grow again. This evaporation, the changing of water into a gas, is called evaporation. Condensation, the changing of water vapor into water droplets, is called condensation. Precipitation, water falls from the sky in the form of rain, snow, or hail. This process is called precipitation. Collection, oceans and lakes collect water that has fallen. Water evaporates into the sky again, and the cycle continues.
Okay, again, what happens in evaporation step? The sun will heat the water and change it into water vapor, and the water vapor start rising up in the sky. Okay, so it's water vapor start to rise up in the sky after heating from the sun, and it's called evaporation.
Evaporation comes when the heat from the sun warms up all the groundwater, then it turns to water vapor condensation.
Number 2, condensation. Condensation happens after cooling down of the water vapor, and the water vapor will return back again into water, and billions of water make or form clouds, okay? And when we have bigger clouds, so the air cannot hold these heavy water, so start to fall down in the ground again. So condensation means the change from water vapor into water and form clouds. And form what? Clouds.
Condensation takes over, it goes up to the clouds, water vapor cools down, and it changes to a liquid now. Precipitation.
Then precipitation. What happens in this one? Raining start to fall down in the ground again, and it rains as snow or hail or sleet, okay?
Evaporation happens when the drops get big. It falls like rain, snow, sleet, and hail upon my head. I know it's the water cycle happening again. Evaporation, condensation, precipitation.
And the last one, collection. The raining collects in the lakes, rivers, and ocean again, and then the sun can heat it to convert it into water vapor and so on. Okay?
Precipitation.
The water cycle takes the water and moves it up and down and all around the earth. The water cycle takes the water and moves it up and down and all around the earth. Condensation, rain falls everywhere. Precipitation.
Rivers take water back to the sea.
That's collection. Water goes up and water comes down. The water cycle goes round and round. From the mountain to the stream, to the river, to the sea.
Water goes up and water comes down. The water cycle goes round and round.
From the sea to the sky, to the clouds passing by. Vapor goes up from the sea to the sun. Evaporation,
Clouds form in the sky.
condensation, rain falls everywhere. Precipitation,
Rivers take water back to the sea.
that's collection. Water goes up and water comes down. The water cycle goes round and round. From the mountain to the stream, to the river, to the sea.
Water goes up and water comes down. The water cycle goes round and round.
From the sea to the sky, to the clouds passing by. Vapor goes up from the sea to the sun. Evaporation,
Clouds form in the sky.
condensation, rain falls everywhere. Precipitation,
Rivers take water back to the sea.
that's collection.
Thank you for watching and goodbye.